Hello, I'm with Ubaid. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. I know that, like loads of people actually, that you're not massively comfortable about talking about yourself. It's so weird. Most people are, so I'm really surprised. But okay, so this is going to go really well. Yeah, so a little bit about Ubaid. We've worked a bit together with the community here. We've done some joint projects at the Lingfield Centre. Your whole family actually have been really supportive to me, to my family, to the Lingfield Living Local Project. I think all of you have pitched in at some point. Like your mum's one of our trustees, lovely Ambreen. But yeah, like always wanted to like get to know you properly. So thank you so much for agreeing to do this.
No, thank you for, to be honest
Okay,
with you.
first question.
Good way to, you know, develop our, get to know more about each other and develop our relationship a bit more.
Yeah, definitely. It's good.
Yeah.
So first question, where did you grow up?
So I was born in Leeds, born in St James's Hospital, where most people were probably born from Leeds. I'm 22 years old right now, and yeah, so lived in Leeds all my life. Whenever I speak to any of my friends that are not from Leeds, I always like hype up Leeds. How like I personally think it's the best city in the whole of the UK. So whenever I'm speaking to my friends from like London or like Manchester, I'm always like, listen, you have to come to Leeds. It's the best city like in the UK basically. And in terms of my background, so like my ethnicity, I'm Kashmiri, um, which is near Pakistan and India. I go back like quite often, to be honest with you, in the past couple of years, and I think like me going back regularly often is kind of made me more proud, obviously being both British and Kashmiri, but also like there you see like a completely different society where it's like here sometimes it's like a rat race in that you kind of always looking at like the next thing up, or like, you get what I mean? But there the life is so slow, and it's such a simple, and it's a beautiful life, and you kind of, it makes me personally a lot more appreciative of the things that I have here, because over there you see like a lot more poverty, for example, and it kind of makes you a lot more grateful of the things that I've like that my parents have given me, the things that we have, like the things that we have in the UK. So like yeah, it's made me a lot more grateful. And I think that's something that in life that we should always try to look at. Don't always look at people that are above you, because if you look at those people that are like above you, you're gonna be like always moaning, you're gonna be depressed, you're gonna think, why didn't I get this job, or why don't I have this beautiful house and car, or so much amount of money. But then when you look at people that are below you, as in the people that have less, it makes you more appreciative of all the blessings that you've basically been given in life.
Yeah. That's really good advice. I suppose in the context of that, I know that you've done, well, you do a lot of work with young people,
Yeah,
youth leader within UK Islamic Mission.
yeah.
I know that you supported a lot of the kids here as well in different ways. Is that something that you try and use in sort of inspiring young people, that experience that you've got with going back to Kashmir, and do you think?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. To be honest with you, um, like obviously, whatever activeness or whatever good things that I do, it's all a credit to my parents. To be honest with you, like like their upbringing that they've given us, they were active members like of the society themselves, always giving benefit to their society. So it was kind of like a natural transition for like myself and like my siblings as well to kind of get involved in this work. And I think for me, like I just realized that I have like unique skills that not many people have, for example, and I kind of realized that I need to utilize the things that I have that that are good, that I can benefit towards others. And youth work is something which I'm so like inspiration. I'm so passionate about, because at the end of the day, like the youth is basically the next generation for tomorrow. So they're going to be the next leaders. And I remember when I was growing up, I wish I had somebody that was kind of not too many years older than me, but like somebody who was kind of a couple of years older than me, that's gone through a lot of experiences, and that would able to help me. So that's why it's kind of motivated me to help like young people, especially. Plus, if we, if we are able to inspire young people from, from the beginning, when they're older and when they go into their jobs and when they, go into their careers and become adults, they're able to, use whatever skills that they have to benefit. And I think now more than ever in the world, we need to have like global citizens, people that are beneficial to their communities and beneficial to their society as well.
Have you found in the last year, obviously with everything that's happened with the pandemic and these lockdowns, which this one in particular seems to have lasted ages.
Yeah.
Have you found in your work that there's much more need for mental health support for young people, do you think?
Yeah, mental health, especially like being in the third national lockdown. I mean, the first lockdown, I think most of us didn't think that it would last so long, but then eventually we got used to it. The second lockdown, we understood that, it was, in hope that we could have, less restrictions on Christmas. And then now this third lockdown is impacted a lot of people's mental health as well, because, it's very isolating. You're not able to communicate. You're not able to have that, face-to-face communication. You're not able to have that, physical interaction with people. And because of that, a lot of people feel isolated and feel very lonely. And I think, it's a blessing that the fact that we have, online facilities that we can use. If you look 20, 30 years down the line, if we were in a pandemic in them times, it would have been 10 times more difficult because you don't have, Zoom, you don't have FaceTime and things like that. So we still have the ability to connect. So specifically with youth work, it's important that what we try to do is to always try to reach out to our youth and always give them things that make them feel that they're still connected to a community and to like a good, strong, a good group of people, basically.
Yeah. No, it's been really hard, actually, super difficult for everybody, but young people in particular. Okay, another question. I know that you won't like this one because you already said you don't big yourself up enough, and so I'm going to do it for you.
Yeah.
What are you most proud of?
Okay, so I'd say one thing that like makes me like I'm proud of the fact that I have, and I'm happy the fact that I have a good family unit. In that, like, my parents have, their upbringing has, whatever goodness that you see is of course like a credit to them. Another thing that I'm happy about is, that I'm proud about is, when I see like the youth, the young people that I work with, and I see them developing, it makes me proud because it shows to me that they are benefiting from the development that you're giving them, and they're becoming them future leaders. And you start to see like the same progress that I made as a young person. You see that in them, and it kind of makes me I'm very proud to see that, basically.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Okay. In the context of the last year,
Yeah.
what have you learned about yourself?
I've learned that my metabolism isn't the same as it used to be when I was 15 or 16.
Yeah, that happens. That happens as you get older.
I think, to be honest with you, it's when you're put into like times of difficulty, it kind of shows like your true, like who you are as a true person, basically. Like it shows your true colors. So for me, it's like it's made me a lot more passionate about like being active within the community and being beneficial towards people, because especially now more than ever, people need so much help and people need so much more support. So it's, that's something which I've learned.
Yeah,
From.
okay. And do you think that we talk a lot about the news and we talk a lot about the really awful sides of COVID,
Yeah.
deaths and just this crazy time, but
Yeah.
do you think there have been any positives that will emerge as a society from this?
I think definitely this simple health, like like the simple, sorry, well, I don't know what I'm saying. Like sometimes my brain completely freezes. But like just the simple habits that we've been accustomed to, like especially now, like for example, sanitizing our hands, washing our hands regularly, wearing masks, being clean. This is something which, of course, is very, very important. Our hygiene is very important, that we keep ourselves always constantly clean whenever we use the bathroom, to wash our hands and things like that. Another benefit that I'd say is that it's a big, like for me anyways, it's been a big lesson to understand that nothing that we have is permanent. Like so many people have lost their jobs, so many people have lost lives, your health, whatever it might be, but nothing essentially is temporary that we have. Sorry, nothing is like permanent what we have. Everything is like temporary as well. Even within our life as well, we never know, like when we're going to die, basically. So for me, it's kind of made me think and reflect that, to always live life to the full, basically, and always, try to make the most out of the time that we have, because you never know, like, when you're going to go. Sometimes even like, for example, recently, like my grandfather, he passed away, right? And he was like 95 years old. But although like we knew that he's so old, right? You never really expect them, to ever go. And then when they do, it's like it really like it affects you in a way that it makes you really think about death more, and it makes you think that, what am I doing now that's going to prepare me for death, basically? Like, how am I living my life? Am I living life? Am I reaching my potential? Am I doing the most I could do? Am I benefiting people? Am I helping others? So
Yeah.
it's kind of made me think about that a lot.
Yeah, that's a really important thing, actually. That's just wringing every second out of life. And being able to look back and go, do you know what, I did good, like I'm proud of that, and I've left good things. I think that's a really lovely thing to say, actually. Like, yeah, no, I really agree with you. I do. Okay, so I think we're recording this on Tuesday. So yesterday, Monday, Boris Johnson announced the path through the lockdown. So the end is in sight, sort of.
Yeah.
We think, who knows?
We hope so.
Let's see what happens. So we're in June, everything's back to normal, potentially. What are you most looking forward to doing?
Oh, I think the most thing that I'm looking forward to is probably traveling and like reconnecting and seeing my friends more regularly, because literally I haven't seen some of my friends for like even up to a year.
Gosh.
Or even longer than a year, to be honest with you. So it's like to have that, to reconnect with people, and also to like travel as well, because I haven't usually I'd be traveling like maybe at least once a year.
Where's the first place you're going to go? You booked your flight. Where'd you go? I'm gone. Out here.
First place, probably Kashmir.
Yeah. You missed it.
Yeah. What about yourself? If you could go anywhere?
Oh, man. My list is long. I mean, it's down to money, to be honest. But I mean, somewhere quiet, somewhere green, somewhere quiet, away from my children, actually.
Somewhere hot, somewhere warm.
Somewhere on my own in silence and solitude for like a month. Like, no, I don't know.
Why don't you just go for isolation then in your room?
Oh, I would love that. I would love that. Just a room with the door shut without someone knocking on the door wanting something. Like, that sounds good. Like, yeah. Yeah, it's really weird. Like, things have changed so much. They really have. Like, I think we'll wrap it up. But honestly, that was so cool, man. Like, thank you so much. Like, yeah, we don't get to chat enough. We're always passing. Like, you're quite often at the Length Santana, I'm over the road, and we'll kind of shout across the road, and then we're always off doing other stuff. So it's so nice to like have a proper conversation. Like, we'll see you on the other side, I guess. Like, that's so cool. Thank you, Ubaid, for speaking to me, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.
Thank you very much as well.
No problem.